Welcome to another edition of Rocky Top Rundown, your one-stop shop for all things Tennessee athletics. I'm Riley West.
And I'm Max Pennell. Football is back on Rocky Top as the 9th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers took on Austin Peay in the first game of the season at Neyland Stadium on Saturday. The Vols look to continue their undefeated start following a Week 1 win against Virginia in Nashville. Let's start in the second quarter. With 20 seconds before halftime, with both teams deadlocked at 6 apiece, Joe Milton takes a quarterback draw right up the gut for a touchdown. Tennessee scores their first touchdown of the game there, and for Milton, that is his third rushing touchdown of the season in only 2 games.
We're going to go back and take a look at the replay. You can see that the middle of the field opens up for Milton, and the Governors were expecting a pass, allowing Milton to walk into the end zone untouched. Moving on, in the first drive after halftime, running back Jalen Wright runs to the left for a 31-yard gain that sets up the Vols with the 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line. 2 plays later, Milton fires a strike to receiver Ramal Keaton for a 5-yard touchdown that gives the Vols a lead, 20-6.
After extending the lead with a field goal, Tennessee has the ball and a 17-point lead with 22 seconds left in the quarter, but Ramal Keaton coughs that one up. Austin Peay falls on it. And that is the first fumble of the game for Tennessee there. Keaton, once again, looking at this play, ball just comes loose and the Governors are right there to pounce on it. On the next drive, Austin Peay has a long way to go on a 3rd and 22 in the 4th quarter. Quarterback Mike DeLello takes a shot deep, and cornerback Kamal Haddon, who'd been burnt twice there on a similar play with pass interferences. This time he learns, gets his head around, makes the catch, and that's a nice sign of improvement there from Haddon, as we said. Got burnt twice on pass interferences on similar 50-50 balls. This time, the odds were in his favor.
After a Tennessee punt, DeLillo hits a wide-open Trey Goodman for a 52-yard touchdown pass that narrows the Tennessee lead to 10. The Vols defenders slip while playing man coverage, leaving the wide receiver open. The Vols answer back with a long touchdown of their own, thanks to UC Davis transfer tight end McAllen Castles, who takes the screen 43 yards to the house for his first career touchdown at Tennessee.
Castle breaks 2 tackles and gets some key blocks here on this long run before he slides into the end zone. Nice blocking by the lineman to get out there wide, and then Castles does the rest. Brew McCoy stealing the edge there, and he slides in. Touchdown Tennessee. That secured a 30-13 victory for the Vols. Tennessee will look to improve to 3-0 as they head to Gainesville on Saturday to take on the rival Florida Gators in the Swamp in the Vols' first SEC game of the season.
That's right, Matt. So moving on, our very own Peyton Gravell was front row to all the inside action in Neyland Stadium on Saturday.
That's right, Riley. I got the chance to talk to students and fans about all things game day. Let's take a look.
Over 100,000 football fans returned to a sold-out Neyland Stadium on Saturday night to watch the Tennessee Volunteers take on the Austin Peay Governors in UT's first game back on Rocky Top. Fans of all ages were looking forward to seeing their favorite players back on the field.
Milton.
Joe Milton.
Joe Milton.
Joe Milton.
Joe Milton.
And UT students could not wait to experience the game day atmosphere, thoughtfully picking out one word to describe fall Saturdays.
Exhilarating. Exciting. Hype.
Electric. Exciting.
Awesome.
Students, staff, and fans alike know that game days are full of traditions and shared with me some of their favorites.
Ball walk.
Rocky Top.
The ball walk.
Checkerboard.
Most liked players and well-loved, long-standing traditions are just a couple reasons why game days on Rocky Top are so special to so many football fans. From Neyland Stadium, Peyton Gravell.
Thank you, Peyton. The 24th ranked Lady Vols team traveled to Wisconsin for an early season matchup against the number 1 ranked Badgers. The Lady Vols gave the top ranked team all they could handle. Let's go to the Wisconsin Fieldhouse for the highlights. The Lady Vols would get off to a slow start, down by 9 in the first set, but this kill by Erica Lovett would get Tennessee back on track. Later on in that first set, Tennessee would claw their way back, only down by 3, when redshirt sophomore Emily Beeker gets this nice kill. Beeker also recorded a career-high 8 kills in the match. However, Wisconsin would close out the first set 25-16 when this unforced hitting error by the Lady Vols sailed long, giving the Badgers the win. Moving on to the second set, it would prove to be a back-and-forth affair, all the way to the end, and the Lady Vols would get a nice kill from Morgan Fingal to bring them within 1 late in the set. But Wisconsin would go on to take the set by a score of 25-23. Badgers up 2 sets, and set number 3 was dominated by the Lady Vols as they would land 6 aces and play some great defense, as we see here, to close out the set 25-18 over the Badgers. The Lady Vols would keep the momentum going into the 4th set, posting an impressive .412 hitting percentage while playing some stellar defense to secure the 25-20 win, sending it into a deciding 5th and final set between the two teams. Wisconsin jumped out early with a 6-1 lead in the 5th set, but the Lady Vols were able to even the score at 10 with this nice ace by freshman Sydney James. With the final set being 14-13 Wisconsin, the Lady Vols blocked attempted going out of bounds, securing the win for the Badgers. The Lady Vols suffered their first loss of the season and will look to bounce back against Loyola Chicago in their next match.
Thanks, Riley. Now for Matt Dingus with Tennessee Golf.
The 10th-ranked Tennessee golf team teed off their season this weekend at the Visit Knoxville Collegiate Open at Tennessee National Golf Club in Loudon, Tennessee, hosting 14 teams from around the country.
The Vols held a one-shot lead over Mississippi State through round 1, with Bryce Lewis and Caleb Surratt leading the way with scores of 66 and 67 respectively. However, after day 1, talented sophomore Caleb Surratt would not continue for the rest of the tournament. Tennessee began to show their talent on day 2 as all 4 golfers scored in the 60s, led by Evan Woolley Reed with a score of 64 to open up a 12-stroke lead for the Volunteers. The Orange and White weren't out of the woods yet, though, as Ole Miss made a surge on the final day to get within 1 stroke, but it was too little too late as the Vols held on for the win. Individually, the Vols had 3 players placed in the top 10, with Evan Woolley Reed at 4th, Jake Hall at 5th, and Bryce Lewis finishing tied for 8th. Tennessee now looks ahead to the SEC Fall Preview in 2 weeks in Birmingham.
Now back to Riley and Max in the studio.
Tennessee's Lady Vols soccer team finished off their non-conference schedule yesterday with a game in Boca Raton against Florida Atlantic. Junior Nolan Bartholomew opened the scoring here off this corner kick with 23 minutes left in the first half, and the assist coming from Allie Brown, putting the Vols up 1-0. UT was able to double their lead with a goal only 7 minutes later coming from Jordan Fusco, and the assist here by Cameron Simmons. Unfortunately, the weather on Sunday led to a strange end to the game, as with only 14 minutes remaining, the teams entered a weather delay, which would eventually conclude the game after delaying the restart beyond the time limit for resuming play. The Lady Vols dominated play in the game with 12 shots to FAU's 1, and the Lady Vols will hope to continue their winning ways as they open SEC play with a game in Knoxville against Arkansas this Friday. That's all for this week. I'm Max Pennell.
And I'm Riley West, and we will see you here next time on Rocky Top Rundown.